Good afternoon and thank you for joining us for the weekend edition here on UBC Television with me, Moureen Babairye, on this 12th of July 2026. Now, in our first report in what transpired in the course of the week, Uganda's newest soldiers earlier this week were urged to uphold discipline, patriotism and professionalism in protecting the nation. The call came as President Yoweri Museveni passed out over 10,000 UPDF recruits from 5 military training schools. The President and the Chief of Defense Forces also emphasized health, service delivery and responsible leadership ahead of LC1 elections. Take a look.
The establishment of Wasako, Wazalendo Sako.
The skies were lit, the ground was ready, and the soldiers were smart, armed with physical, mental and intellectual capacity. They displayed what was expected of them: resilience, endurance, and readiness for service.
So for me, the passing out is more than an addition of new personnel to the Uganda People's Defense Force. It's a reminder that Uganda's future depends not only on a stronger defense force, but on one that is professional, on one that is disciplined, on one that is technologically sophisticated, and one that is firmly committed to protecting the lives and the property of every Ugandan.
This is what both the President and the Chief of Defense Forces were here to witness as they marched in both slow and quick march. It was obvious they were ready for service.
Whether in the scorching heat or the chilling rain, has shaped your character and tested your ability to withstand harsh conditions. During these weeks, you learned not only how to operate a weapon or navigate a jungle, you learned the true meaning of teamwork and patriotism.
Your achievement today stands as a statement to your unwavering determination and dedication. I congratulate you on realizing your dream of becoming soldiers.
With such readiness, Uganda's security and that of its neighbors will continue to be upheld as alluded to by the Chief of Defense Forces.
In Eastern DRC, despite the outbreak of the Ebola epidemic, our gallant troops, while observing strict Ebola SOPs, have continued to dominate the area of operation and apply unceasing pressure on ADF terrorists still scattered in North Kivu and Ituri regions. In South Sudan, the situation is much more stable than it was 16 months ago when the EPDF deployed there.
Such passion for service is what enabled the country to go through a recently conducted election successfully, to which the CDF congratulated the President.
Uganda is peaceful, secure, and thriving. However, what is also true is that we are having to deal with a fifth column of neo-colonialist sympathizers and agents of foreign interests who are intent on sabotaging our national independence and development.
Continued extension of such service will require good health, something which the President agreed with the CDF.
Take care of your lives and maintain your medical and physical fitness. Secondly, uphold the values of discipline, courage, and loyalty. Third, always cultivate the warrior spirit and warrior ethos. We are just beginning.
Vous avez commencé maintenant.
The future is very bright.
Le futur est brillant. Le futur est brillant.
If you keep your discipline,
Si vous conservez votre discipline,
look after your health,
vous continuez à être en bonne santé,
no corruption,
pas de corruption,
and also develop professionally.
President Yoweri Museveni reiterated his message against laxity in service delivery and wealth creation quests.
Strong economy and modern.
Nous voudrons une économie forte et moderne.
In the 4 sectors:
Dans les 4 secteurs.
commercial, agriculture,
L'agriculture commerciale.
Manufacturing,
Le manufacturing, la fabrication aussi.
Services,
Les services
and ICT.
et le ICT.
Because you cannot have a strong army if you don't have a strong economy.
The president also seized the occasion to rally Ugandans behind voting leaders of integrity in the upcoming village local council elections.
The wananchi are going to vote to elect in the LC1s
Les wananchi, vous allez faire le scrutin
and the women councils.
et les autres.
So elect leaders who will help you to fight corruption.
Faites l'élection avec le peuple qui vont vous aider à combattre la corruption.
Olukiiko olw'omubyalo mulonda abakulembeze abanayamba okulwanyisa enguzi.
Over 10,000 soldiers have been passed out from 5 different military training schools. Henry Okrut, UBC, here in Kaweweta.
Over 100 returnees from South Africa are still undergoing rehabilitation, counseling and reintegration into Uganda's socio-economic and political environment at the National Leadership Institution in Chankwanzi before they are united with their families. The government has commenced the registration and issuance of national identity cards to Ugandans recently repatriated from South Africa as part of a comprehensive program to facilitate their integration into society following their return from xenophobic violence.
The exercise is being conducted by the National Identification and Registration Authority (NIRA) at the National Leadership Institute, Chankwanzi. The exercise targets more than 700 Ugandans who have returned home since last Friday and a government-led evacuation program. The Commissioner of the National Secretariat for Patriotism Corps, Ms. Helen Seku, said bringing NIRA services directly to the rehabilitation center was a deliberate intervention to ensure that none of the returnees is excluded from accessing government services.
Since you're our visitors and you're newcomers, we have to welcome you with everything on to find you where you are, and we thank them for being cooperative. The following day we saw NIRA department here, even new RSBs here. These people of companies, phones and what they are here registering them. So to really simplify their life and yes, make them suit in society. You know, right now in Uganda, without a national ID, it's very difficult to access certain services. And we don't want them to be limited. We want them to access every service that every Ugandan accesses. Okay. So it is handy for NIRA to be here so that we get proper documentation of our people.
The senior registration officer at NIRA, Captain Darius Turiahikayo, said the registration exercise has progressed smoothly since it began earlier this week at the center.
Comrades who have returned, we have so far done 410, inclusive of adults above 18, both male and female, and children, because, you know, as NIRA, we are supposed to register everyone from 0 years, and we are trying to encourage registration of babies, of children. So we took up that chance also to register the children who have come. The process is very seamless, and they have been so cooperative.
He assured the returnees that all eligible applicants would receive their national identity cards before leaving Chankwanzi.
And we promise that even the last batch of the IDs will be issued before each one leaves this payment. That is a promise which was made by the ED, and we have to fulfill the promise.
According to Seku, the objective is to ensure that the returnees leave Chankwanzi equipped with knowledge, skills and information that will enable them to earn sustainable livelihoods instead of seeking opportunities abroad under difficult circumstances.
We brought them to Chankwanzi to ideologically align them and show them that government is not their enemy, but it's an entity willing to work with them and make their lives better. That's why you see on our programs we have brought different speakers, like the PDM. How should they benefit from PDM as returnees? We have also brought a Myoga group. They've already talked to them. We have brought local government, the opportunities in the communities. How should they tap into the different government programs to make wealth, to make money? You know, it's always good to be gumite.
She noted that many of the returnees arrived at the institute emotionally distressed after losing businesses, employment, and property during the attacks in South Africa. Musician Billy Katumba, popularly known as Kasode, said the rehabilitation program had given many returnees hope after the traumatic experiences they endured in South Africa.
Kuba mwaka fananyi wali wazze talina muntu gwamanyi talina gwajjukira nti oba alina communication naye bamutadde Butesco airport ng'alina kufuna ntambula emuzza gy'alina okugenda. Tomanyi na gy'ogenda wafaanana watya, tomanyi na gy'ogenda mu mbeera ki eriyo, olaba nga oba oli awo obuzibu twali bufunye. Oluvannyuma lw'okutuleeta wano nalaba nga oba oli awo baatuyamba kubanga titwalina kumanya kwonna. Jjukira omaze ebbanga toli mu nsi tomanyi kitambula. Nze kyenyinza okugamba pulezidenti nsobola kumwebaza nti yeebale omutima gwatulaze kubanga atukomezaawo nga tasosodde nti oba oli wa kibiina ki kubanga tumanyiddwa e South Africa waliyo aba opposition n'ab'NRM gye bali. Ekyo nkimwebaliza ddala.
We want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for having that fatherly heart, for being a father to all Ugandans, for thinking about even those who, I mean, if you watch how these young men have been attacking government and attacking His Excellency, but glory be to God that is a parent, he's very forgiving. He knows it's poverty and ignorance that has been making these children behave the way they are doing. But now, since they are ideologically getting aligned, they are going to be good patriots. They will promote the well-being of Uganda, but they will not distort it. And they are acquiring more information for the betterment of our country. We want also to thank the CDF General Kainerugaba Mhozi for ensuring that his promise has come to pass. And we want to thank the different stakeholders, the Prime Minister's office, the Honorable Kasolo's office, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and also Chankwanzi for hosting us.
Bernard Higa, UBC, Chankwanzi.
Still last week, the International Crimes Division of the High Court granted bail to former Butambala County Member of Parliament, Muwanga Chivumbi, on a cash bail of 10 million Uganda shillings. The court found that the applicant had presented substantial sureties and that Muwanga was unlikely to interfere with ongoing investigations, if released. However, 6 of the 23 accused persons were denied bail after failing to present substantial sureties.
Particular accused persons.
Following the arrest of the former Butambala County Member of Parliament, Muhammad Muwanga Chivumbi, and 22 co-accused on charges of terrorism, the accused applied for bail before Justice Susan Okalanyi at the International Crimes Division of High Court in Kampala. Prosecution opposed the application, arguing that the accused are likely to interfere with the ongoing investigations, that the charges against them are grave, and that their release would pose a threat to the public safety. After considering submissions from both sides, Justice Susan Okalanyi granted Muwanga Chivumbi a cash bail of 10 million, while his co-accused were each granted cash bail of 1 million.
Each of the remaining applicants shall execute a cash bond of Uganda shillings 1 million. For Mr. Chivumbi, 10 million shillings. For each surety, a non-cash bond of Uganda shillings 5 million shillings.
In her ruling, Justice Okalanyi held that the successful applicants have presented substantial sureties and had satisfied the court that they will not interfere with the ongoing investigations, nor endanger the public if released on bail.
Each applicant shall report in person once every month to both the Deputy Registrar of the International Crimes Division and the Chief Magistrate's Court of Butambala on the same day.
The court also imposed strict bail conditions, including a requirement that the accused must not leave the country without prior permission of the court.
Applicants who own passports must deposit their valid passports and all travel documents with the Deputy Registrar. So every last Friday of the month, you report to the Deputy Registrar at the ICD.
The 6 accused persons, however, were denied bail, and these include Kelvin Kayanja, Brian Sewanyana, Brian Mwanguzi, Ivan Akankwas, Chiwanuka Ramadan, and Brian Awol.
The court's concerns regarded the sufficiency of their relationship with the applicant, their moral authority over him, and their ability to account for his whereabouts.
They were directed to return to court on 13th July 2026 after securing substantial sureties.
We made an application for bail way back in April. It has been a concerted effort of the legal team, the party, but especially the people of Tambala. It is that commitment that has helped us, enabled us, secure bail, because lawyers alone could not really.
Prosecution alleges that Muhammadi Mwanga Chivumbi, together with the 22 co-accused and others still at large, committed acts of terrorism between 11th and 17th January 2026 in various parts of Uganda, including Chibi Town Council and Gombe Town Council in Butambala district. It is also alleged that their acts were intended to influence the government and intimidate the public for political or economic purposes. The alleged acts included attacks on Chibibi Police Station and Butambala Electoral Commission Tale Center, destruction of sections of the Butambala Gomba Road, damage of several motor vehicles, and incidents that resulted in the death of Sala Naiga, Aisha Nabukenya, Miri Nampereza, Luthi Nakanjako, Abdul Nur Musamo, Shafiki Miro, and Davis Basaliza. The accused are waiting to be committed to the International War Crimes Division High Court to start their trial. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subuga, UBC News.
Registration of people to participate in the elections for Administrative Unit Council elections was Friday the 10th of July, and government emphasized that there will not be extension because it comes with financial implications. While presenting a statement on these elections at the floor of Parliament, the Deputy Attorney General Kafuzi Karugaba said people registration must be done from one's ordinary residence.
The Deputy Attorney General Kafuzi Karugaba presented to Parliament a statement outlining the program for conducting Administrative Unit Council elections. According to the program, elections for village women committees will take place on 23rd July, while elections for local council 1 chairpersons will be held on 28th July. Through the statement from the Ministry of Local Government, with additional information from the Ministry of Justice, the Electoral Commission has issued comprehensive guidelines to be followed by all participants.
I therefore urge all aspiring candidates, political parties, organizations, voters and stakeholders to acquaint themselves with the relevant laws and guidelines in order to appreciate their respective roles and responsibilities before, during and after the elections.
The woman member of Parliament for Wakiso District, Betty Ethel Nalima, and the woman representative for Ruchiga District, Slavia Alinaitwe, requested that the day for the Women Council elections be declared a public holiday.
Is it going to be like a public holiday? Can we be given time so to go and supervise? These are very important offices, and we shouldn't let them be done mediocre. We need to make sure that we have serious people on the ground to supervise the exercise.
The Electoral Commission at this on this 4th day pre-plan how best they can handle the working population so that it is provided for and members are able to register.
General, we expected the members of Parliament to go and mobilize on top of, so is it possible to extend, or it might not be possible, right?
Extension would have financial implications.
Some members of Parliament raised concerns over boundary disputes that are likely to affect the Administrative Unit Council elections, while others said some of their parishes and villages do not appear on the Electoral Commission's register. The State Minister for Local Government, Justin Namere, said the matter is being handled jointly by the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Land.
LC1 doesn't know where it belongs. So you find that it belongs. He finds that he registers the people from Abim and registers people from Napak.
The Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development conducts a scientific survey to open the boundaries, while the Ministry of Local Government handles the community perspective of the conflict and public engagement.
Dispute between Ntoroko and Kabarole in Nyamisingiri parish. Yes, there might be a border dispute, but the parish is known and the villages are unknown. So the elections in the village will take place and the election in the parish will take place.
Katikamu County South Member of Parliament Hassan Chirumira raised concerns that some public figures are intimidating people by telling them that the elections are exclusively for NRM members.
If we are believing in multi-party democracy and this election is for all parties, why then are public figures threatening our people that this election is purely NRM?
It's not allowed. We are in a multi-party dispensation. We are holding the elections under multi-party.
Other issues raised by members included voting by people with more than one residence, affirmative action for people living on islands, the recognition and creation of new administrative units, and voting by students. I'm Nafka Farid and Gloria Gwitarinji at Parliament.
Now, the Uganda Muslim Association and Uganda Muslim Education Association have commended the government for the good education policies and timely increment of arts teachers' salaries. Now, this was during the two-day head teachers and their deputies retreat held at Tal Cottages in Kampala.
Government's decision to increase salaries for arts teachers in the 2026-2027 financial year following the early increment of science teachers has received positive reactions from education stakeholders. Uganda Muslim Teachers Association and Uganda Muslim Education Association say the salary adjustment comes at a critical time as schools implement the new curriculum.
We are here to create leaders. We have leaders of institutions that we feel we need to give them more skills of having good leadership at the institutions where they are leading. And we are here under a theme, like you can see, building transformative schools through effective strategic planning. We are aware that we have schools, but we don't have yet the culture of strategic planning.
Speaking during the retreat held under the theme, Building Transformative Schools Through Effective Strategic Planning, UMTA Executive Director Ajil Namirembe said the salary increment demonstrates government's commitment to improving the welfare of teachers.
Now, we are also happy to the government that even the arts have been looked into. The art teachers have not been left behind, because these two, the art teacher and the science teacher, are equally important to the nation. So we have to look into both of them. We cannot have only science and we don't have humanities.
The Deputy Secretary General of UMEA, Hajwan Kakajimunasa, said the retreat will help school leaders transition from traditional teaching methods to approaches aligned with the new curriculum.
The theme here is important, that schools receive children from different walks of life with different perspectives and attitudes about education itself, about work, about the social life and economy. And the school is that what we call the boiling pot, where all these ingredients mix. So the schools are supposed to empower these children.
Haj Kajimu urged teachers who benefited from the salary increase to reciprocate by improving their performance and strengthening the quality of education.
Now, students in the country have been tasked to take up leadership positions at a tender age, as they are meant to occupy different offices today. Now, the District Interact Chair D0214, Simon Peter Lubega, asked the youth to mobilize others to become leaders of today, not tomorrow. The remarks were made while installing the president of Mengo Senior School Interact Club, Kasaija Noamani, who appreciated the school for having over 1,000 interacts, making the number the biggest in the East African region.
After that, become a Rotarian. Fill up that leadership space. So thank you so much for being very good fellows. I am still here with you. We are going to install the president. But my word to you is leadership begins exactly where you are and it goes further up.
You need to account to us. You must show us what you have done. So I want to invite you to make sure that you do something. You have showed us your program, but let it not stop here. Please implement.
And in this talent show, we invite other Interact and other Interact executives of other schools and Interact members of other schools as well to come to this talent show. Because everyone's talent, apart from talent, needs to be recognized. Another issue is climate change and poor green in our environment. This is going to be undertaken throughout the holiday and throughout the period of the exam.
So I urge you guys to bear fruits for not only Interact, but also the school and the community at large. And I'd like you guys to continue working with each other, cooperating, and also using the KYM approach. Now, KYM is something I learned from RLI. It means know your member.
Now, access to electricity is one of the government's key priorities as it works to improve livelihoods, promote industrial growth and support economic transformation. Minister Nyamutoro said the government is committed to ensuring that more Ugandans, especially those in rural areas, gain access to reliable electricity through continued investment in distribution networks and connection programs.
Access to electricity remains one of the government's key priorities as it works to improve livelihoods, promote industrial growth and support economic transformation. Minister Nyamutoro said the government is committed to ensuring that more Ugandans, especially those in rural areas, gain access to reliable electricity through continued investment in distribution networks and connection programs.
The ministry has had the electricity scale-up project that
Access to electricity remains one of the government's key priorities as it works to improve livelihoods, promote industrial growth and support economic transformation. Minister Nyamutoro said the government is committed to ensuring that more Ugandans, especially those in rural areas, gain access to reliable electricity through continued investment in distribution networks and connection programs.
The ministry has had the electricity scale-up project that
Apologies for that technicality. Now in more news, the Bishop of Mityana Diocese, James Bukomeko Salongo, has expressed concern over parents who neglect their responsibility of supporting their children's education. Now Bishop Bukomeko says more parents have abandoned their duty of providing basic needs for their children, warning that such neglect could have serious consequences in the future.
The bishop made the remarks while visiting Namungo Seed Secondary School in Namungo Sub-County, Mityana District, where he was attending a prayer session for Senior 4 and Senior 6 candidates praying for their final examinations.
Never genda kukaaba oluvannyuma nga bagamba kale singa twamanya ebyana byaffe bifuuse bikifeesi naye nga basuula ennanga nakayamba omwana emyaka 3 taata gyali mulamu simulabanga nako simanya bwafaanana.
Before arriving at Namungo Seed School, Bishop Bukomeko visited Namungo Church of Uganda Government Primary School, where he interacted with learners and encouraged them to work hard in their studies in order to succeed. He later planted a tree at Namungo Seed School as part of efforts to promote environmental conservation. The bishop also criticized some politicians whom he accused of discouraging parents from contributing towards feeding their children in government schools.
Abagenda mu masomero gaffe nga bategeeza abantu temufaayo kantu konna amasomero ga bwereere. That is wrong. That is wrong. Because we have government-aided schools, even the word itself.
The school head teacher said government support has helped improve the quality of education, but noted that the school still faces challenges.
Tusomera miti naye tulina omulanga tamwejja mu wiiki esembayo ey'ogwomwenda tugenda bakunga tulina omwoleso gwaffe okubalaga bye tukoze. Tulina abaana bakoze peva bishop peva bagenda terina nfuufu bagikoze mu musenyu na plastic.
Now, youth in the country have been asked to use digital gadgets such as laptops, phones effectively to avoid abusive language that could land them into problems, as some of them prefer waging war against non-development issues. The Computer Misuse Act of 2023 refers to cybercrime legislation designed to secure electronic transactions, protect digital data, criminalize unauthorized system interactions, while it originated as a fundamental UK law in 1990. Variants of this act are forced to answer the charges.
You have made digital life, speaking about other people's lives, speaking about other people's right choices, because you think you are the author of anyone else's life, but you have failed to have a simple management of yours. Yeah, so and so is this, so and so is this. What tells you you have the right to change how they want to live their life?
Everything is computerized, even our workplace. We even have smart homes. Today at Mayo we have smart classes because we have a smart board, we have internet routers that can take almost all of us at a go, and they are solar powered, so there is no issue of power going off.
It can be in your community, back home, it can be in your church, in your mosque, wherever. Please serve. It is also a time to lead. It is not very true as we normally say that you are leaders of tomorrow. You are leaders of today. So show leadership.
Tractors and Rotaractors and Rotary as well, we're all talking about service. Serving humanity, serving people who are really less privileged. So we want to generate that interest and spirit of serving from the young generation all the way to the Rotarians. So this is what we are doing here. However, we all know that unless we have good leaders, we cannot have a good world, a good country.
As a student of Bengal Senior School, what I understand by digital innovation is basically just transforming or using technology, innovating it in a way to favor our day-to-day life and easing our life. For example, like here in Bengal Senior School, we use e-voting, which we use the digital way of voting, so as to make the votes adequate and we are in large numbers.
And those who subscribe to the breakfast.
Now, Lakeside Dairies has commissioned a new dairies depot in Ruti, Mbarara City, a move aimed at increasing access to dairy products and reducing transportation costs for customers in the region.
Buying milk products from Lakeside Dairies has just become easier for residents of Mbarara City and the surrounding districts. A new dairy products depot has been commissioned in Roti, a growing suburb of Mbarara City, to improve access to milk products for traders and consumers.
We've opened our 13th depot in Roti, a few kilometers from our main dairy. The main reason as to why we did so, it is because of many customers that have been demanding for our products. All our products that we produce, yogurt, milk, cheese, it is all available at all branches around and at the same prices.
The new depot is part of Lakeside Dairy's expansion strategy to strengthen its distribution network. The expansion is expected to bring products closer to the customers while boosting dairy consumption in the region.
This depot is going to help our clients because our products have reached near, and we shall always make sure our products reach every customer at their doorsteps.
Residents and traders have welcomed the new outlet.
Yogurt mtestinze ko yogurt abadde mulungi nnyo nga bw'okiwulira nga bwenkyogedde. Yogurt Lakeside to the world.
It boosts our health system because when you take yogurt, your body is going to be looking good.
The Roti outlet will stock yogurt, cheese, UHT milk and other dairy products at factory gate prices.
Many customers who have been coming to the factory now will be able to get our services from the depots we are opening around. And more of them are coming. We are still opening more for the good welfare of our customers.
Sudat Kaye, Ambrose Muhumuza, UBC News.
Now, the Uganda Federation of More Gwemgo's Community Credit Cooperatives has unveiled a 5-year strategic plan aimed at strengthening governance, enhancing financial sustainability and widening access to affordable financial services for more Gwemgo's members. UFCC Chief Executive Officer Andrew Chepa says the strategy will tackle key challenges in loan management, business growth, membership mobilization and technology adoption to enhance service delivery.
This training was aimed at imparting skills in our MG leaders. First, the governance skills, whereby we came here to teach our MG leaders the basic governance principles, because we came to understand that there was a gap in governance issues. We also trained them in financial literacy such that they can get the basic accounting principles to see that they go back and implement them in our MGs.
So, reflecting on the challenges that they have faced in the last 6 years, we have been able to come up with strategies on how they can address those challenges. Key among the challenges that have come through this strategic planning exercise have been in areas of governance, challenges in loan management, challenges in business growth, challenges in membership mobilization. So these strategic plans are addressing those critical issues to ensure that these MGs grow and achieve their goals and be able to support their members.
Now, business owners have been urged to strengthen financial management and adopt long-term strategies to withstand the current economic challenges. This was the focus of a business training session organized by Yuga Seva Association in partnership with Mandela Group of Companies in Kampala.
Today, we are conducting one training session with Mandela Group of Companies about the financial crisis, the current situation, how can we, the business owners can survive. There is a meeting going on. The presenter is the CEO of Mandela Group of Companies. With me, Mr. Giri is one of the key persons from Mandela Group, who is going to explain more about today's session.
My name is Giridharan. I am part of the Mandela Group of Company.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. We as a company believe in sharing our experience and knowledge. We've been in this business for more than 30-35 years, and we have fortunately grown with all the hard work, sincerity and effort and mission of our chairman and the directors and the whole team. So as a part of our CSR activity, we share our knowledge, experience with the society at large. Today, we are fortunate to have Yuga Seva, which is one of the major, contributors in terms of doing charity and other services to this society. So what we are learning today is how to manage your money and business during financial crisis. As we all are aware, there is so much of crisis going around across the world with something on the other side or this side. So we are trying to share our knowledge on how to go about managing not only your business challenges, but also your personal challenges. This is something where we feel a few of us, we take the learning from this. We are sure that we can help the society get better and to move further in life. Management, you have highlighted how to manage your cash flow, how to manage your credit scores, how you manage your own people, how to handle when there's a panic situation, how to manage when you do not have enough resources at your end, however you need to maintain the business for the long term, how to look at on a long-term basis rather than doing a short-term kind of a solution for all your problems. Speaking about yourself.
Now, the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Focal Person in the Office of the Prime Minister, Linda Louv, has called upon Ugandans to promote health and hygiene at all levels. Louv made the remarks in Jinja City while speaking during the second town hall debate and youth engagement on National Cleaning Days.
Seeing as a challenge is awareness, lack of awareness in the community. People are there, but they are not aware. People are there, but they don't know that they have a responsibility. They have an obligation which is unwritten, but God-given, to make sure that they take good care of the community in terms of the environment. People are irresponsible across the country.
When it comes to wash, you find somebody who is literate and has the means dumping rubbish in the road. Then you wonder what is the problem is. Then you find the homes have sewage.
When you go to Rwanda, the implementation does not start from the national level, okay? The problem with Uganda is that implementation has been siloed, okay? Let's say, for example, you will have the APDF do tariff SITA, and that's the APDF alone. But Rwanda, it is being done as a community, so that speaks to the success of them. At a bottom-up approach instead of a top-down approach.
Like those small hygienes, consistently, when a child is hearing it from childhood, they are going to groom them into people who can build, who can be able to lead nation and be able to lead the country and be able to lead other fellow people.
By bringing cultural institutions on board, we will see kingdoms run these cleaning days on their own, for example, Toro Kingdom.
And with accountability, when we have accountability, we go back to the drawing board and we look for a way of how to engage people better, still using the digital media. Where if we have a cleaning day in Jinja City, we have photos that are tagged with a location of where the cleaning happened. So it helps us to do accountability.
Sieve them, categorize, segment, put them to where they should be channeled, processed for final action. And that is the reason I am here. We would love to see, should we move a motion? Do we need to petition the Parliament? Is there a law that we need to change? Is there a law that we need to create as a new law?
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mumutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungu ya kusabula. Mikono free of
Makerere Institute for Social Development, a certified institution for higher learning, invites applicants for certificates and diploma courses like accounting and finance, procurement, journalism, tailoring and fashion design, with many other skills-tailored courses.
Our institution is compliant. First of all, it is recognized by National Council for Higher Education. We are certified. Registration number is UBD 187.
Tested and tried since 1995, Makerere Institute for Social Development is your solution when it comes to quality education.
You may apply for January, May, August intakes. Find us along Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite Makerere University Sports Ground. Our tuition is affordable with a state-of-art facilities. Early birds stand a chance to grab themselves bursaries. MISD or Makerere Institute for Social Development, facilitating your career.
The parent is Tuliahewa Dixon. And the child is Ani Tuliahewa Esther.
Kambera gwete kwa mchisha ngo ishe watu yayewa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hateja shana amashemero gagonka MTN momo eberewo mbeni nyegasta igana kaga ni 5 sta munana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyo mchisheri zagwisho wanje ninga nchaka nkubasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
Alo.
Ese mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwenunjiko.
Kitufu. Oyagala yabisenga bimeka.
Nga 3.
Ebeyi bagigambye.
Abangambye 5.
Deda 7 zali nyamuko.
Yidwachi.
Anti dangi je tusigisa ya mulembe. Ati nefali y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musigisachi.
Global Paints.
Mutia.
Ku ceiling. Tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga wabweru.
Wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Owa. Akusiga je musiga. Ogwo mutindo okusasulira sente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Are you an elite runner, fitness enthusiast, or adventure seeker? Get ready for a run in paradise at the Fort Portal City Marathon on July 18th, 2026. Experience the beauty, culture, and energy of Uganda's tourism city for only 60,000 Ugandan shillings. Register now at www.fortcitymarathon.com or dial *272*7#. Mwije tugende toro for a run in paradise in partnership with the Tourism Ministry, Capital Radio, Rock Telecom, Castle Light, Jeans Club, Kahive, and Toro Kingdom.
Welcome back from the break. UBC Weekly Roundup continues. Now, Bank of Uganda has pledged its continued support to the Uganda Forex Bureau and money remittances subsector due to its ever-increasing professionalism and contribution to the national economy. This was during the 26th AGM for the Uganda Forex Bureau and Money Remittance Association at Sheraton Hotel in Kampala.
This is my first time to attend such a meeting, and I'm really impressed by how professional people are and how you conduct your affairs. And however, overall, the sector remained resilient and continued to record positive performance. The total assets stood at approximately 209 billion. Capital reserves stood at 147 billion. And the sector reported profit before tax of approximately 10 billion. This is an increment from around 5 billion that was reported in the previous quarter. We have 308 licensed institutions, and of those we have 206 forex bureaus. 92 of those also have both forex bureau and money remittance, while only 10 institutions are all doing money remittance only. To assure you that Bank of Uganda will continue supporting the association in any way it's possible. You've seen us writing to the Ministry of Local Government about the ongoing taxation.
If
first term was just enough to initiate change. Now this one is solidify the change that is initiated. Whatever was done in first term, we are now going to solidify it. And administration, there was professionalism and expertise in our term of leadership. This was evident in different conferences where we were panelists.
The other one is on enhancing financial planning as well as budgeting. We need to ensure that not just as association, but as members, we need to adopt a culture of planning before we spend.
Most of the directors here are not so old, and we are almost the youth. We are the Gen Z, and we are holding the big financial sector in Uganda. I believe in you, and together we can achieve.
Okay. As we head back to our seats, shall we?
Now, farmers have been advised to invest in alternative sources of income to improve their livelihoods. The call was made by Dr. Alice Endra, an information specialist at the National Fisheries Resources Research Institute, following the recently concluded Agriculture and Science Show in Ginger City. Now, the doctor advised farmers, especially those living around water bodies, to reduce pressure on the lakes.
You can have dye, natural dye, extracted from the melpa.
That fish farming is possible. You can do it at home, and even in tanks, if you have the resources. It's not very expensive to do fish farming, so we encourage all the farmers, those who are interested, to take on fish farming and they have source of water. We encourage them to take on and start fish farming. They should embrace alternative livelihoods, especially those in capture fisheries. Apart from fishing on a daily basis, they should have an additional livelihood option so that they also leave the fish to rest. I also encourage them to take on aquaculture and also do fish farming instead of only relying on capture fisheries alone.
As for now, we are trying to export the technology which can help the farmers to get a noble feed, which is cheap, is accessible. Even somebody in the village or a poor person can access that fish feed with a low high protein content. This is the innovation we have made of the black soldier fly.
As Uganda joins the rest of the world to mark in preparations to mark World Drowning Prevention Day on July 25th, stakeholders are intensifying efforts to reduce drowning incidents through water safety education.
Life Saving Association Uganda, in partnership with Lupai Investments Limited and hosted by Lori Fun Park Swimming Pool at Akamwesi Mall, has concluded a 5-day swimming teachers course aimed at improving the quality of swimming instructions in Uganda's schools. 20 swimming teachers and lifeguards from the Central Region completed the training. Participants included instructors responsible for teaching learners from schools such as Sapolokagwa Primary School, schools in Chengera, plus participants from Ginger Nile Resort and other institutions.
I've learned about risk management, how to manage the risks that come with the pool maintenance, pool management, water safety, among others. The workshop has been a very good experience. Besides learning about the swimming pool and all those other things, I have been able to learn to coordinate with other people and teamwork.
Speaking at the closing ceremony, organizers said the initiative is part of this year's World Drowning Prevention Day campaign under the theme, United to Turn the Tide on Drowning.
But we feel drowning is everyone's concern. There is no single organization that is going to stop drowning or teach us how to swim. It's supposed to be us And Life Saving Association has initiated this as a non-profit and a voluntary organization to bring other partners on board to make this happen. And we believe with this co-pilot project, many other people can come in and support us, but we don't wait for people to support because lives are lost every day.
The reason we came up with this is to equip and train more youth into this to avoid drowning cases.
It was noted that drowning remains a leading cause of preventable death among children under the age of 14 and young adults. The course equips teachers with professional skills to teach swimming safely and effectively, with the long-term goal of ensuring every child leaves primary 7 able to float, swim, and survive in water. The organizers announced that the next training cohort will be held in eastern Uganda next month as part of a nationwide campaign to promote water safety and prevent drowning.
And that brings us to the end of our UBC Weekly Roundup. But with me, Moureen Babairye, thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to having you at 8 and 10 p.m. in our subsequent news bulletins. Good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring.